All right, so now let's get into the infill training day. Okay, so I told you this. So I told you we're building out the finding part of our company, right? Miscellaneous self-storage, or whatever you want to call it, storage nerds or self-storage fund of America. We're building it out. And so we ended up hiring this person. Her name is Karen, and she's from the Philippines. And what I did is I tested working with her first. Okay. And I gave her a couple of like very simple tasks to see what she could do. In fact, one of the tasks that I gave her was to create a a competition tracker sheet. I'm not going to show you that, but it was awesome. She put this like amazing spreadsheet together, all 11 of our properties and all the competition, what they're charging for every unit, pictures of the units, website. I mean, she just went like all out on this amazing, beautiful spreadsheet. And she sent me the spreadsheet, and I was just like in awe, because the one way to my heart is not through the stomach, it's through the spreadsheet. I'm just going to tell you all that. Okay. And if you do a good spreadsheet, man, I'm going to just love you forever. And so anyway, so she put this like spreadsheet together, and I opened it up and started looking at it. I was like, my gosh, this is the most beautiful spreadsheet in the world. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't want to let this girl go. That's for sure. So I gave her another task, and I tested her on that task, and she just an amazing. And so then, and I gave her one more task, and I'm gonna show you this task. And then and after she did this task, I was like, that's it. I got to hire you full time. You are going to be the person that, one of the people that helps us to build out our acquisitions department. All right. And so anyway, so I hired her. She's from the Philippines. I found her on Upwork. Right. So upwork.com is a place where like freelancers come to put, to look for jobs. And so I basically just had like, I'm looking for like market research, in the real estate field, and I need somebody that can put a spreadsheet together. And then she was one of the ones that was, and actually what I usually do is I just like sort them in order of like hourly rate. And she was like one of the ones at the top, like the cheapest ones. You know what I'm saying? So I went through the first, like anywhere from $5 an hour to like, $8 an hour was my budget for this. Okay. And I figured it'd take like a couple of days to do it or something like that. Okay. And so I found her, and I said, I'd be very interested in, and she wrote, like, when she wrote me, it was like to me, because it really kind of annoys me when people just like on Upwork, they'll just have like a generic reply to everything, like, and you could just tell that it's just like to anybody and everybody. But she specifically wrote me a very nice email, and she's like, dear Stacy, I'd really be interested in like working with you. I've done some market research before, and I've done this and this, whatever she put or whatever. It was like a very specific email, and she referred back to what I said in my post and everything, right? I was like, I'd really like to interview you. So I interviewed her. I set up a time. I set up a time with her, and she came on. And the one thing I love too is when like people like turn their cameras on, and they have their cameras on to talk to me, because most people, you guys all know this, do not turn their cameras on. And it's kind of annoying to me, because I always have my camera on, and I want people to see me face to face. In fact, I talk to owners online just like this. Whenever there's somebody that I want to buy a storage facility from, I ask them if they could just hop on Zoom so I can meet them personally. And most of the time they do. I'm just very like, if we can't be face to face because we're traveling, or like, COVID or whatever, I want to still see you, and I want you to see me, and I want you to know I'm a real person. And so that's what Karen did, is like, she came on immediately. She had her camera on. She was just sitting there waiting for me. And it was like, I mean, it's in the Philippines. And I think our meeting was like 3:00 in the afternoon, my time, which is like 3:00 in the morning, her time. So she was up ready to have the interview at 3 a.m. at her time. Okay.